Bam. Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to episode 6 of the Gentleman Discourse. How are you doing?
Yeah,
How are you guys doing? How are you doing, Josh?
yeah, I'm fine. Busy week, but
You're fine.
it is what it is. So yeah,
I've been like same. I literally just had my midterm this morning,
yeah. We
and
were supposed to record yesterday, but we had to reschedule. So
they they
apologize for
they
the
don't they don't
delay.
they don't have to know. They don't have to know.
They don't have to
But
know. All
yeah,
right.
school comes first.
Yep. School comes first.
But you know what's interesting though?
Yeah.
Like this week, what I read.
Hmm.
See, each week I read some weird shit online,
Oh
and
yeah, you
this
still
week
haven't
I
give out the interesting fact for the week, or for
oh yeah,
this
interesting
episode at
fact for
least.
the week. The
Because we were
king
planning on
of
2 episodes, so it's just this one.
oh, are we
Yeah.
planning to actually do 2 episodes, or is that just a bonus thing?
I mean, if time allows, we could just pump out more stuff, I guess.
That's
I mean,
true.
sure,
That's
go
true.
ahead. But yeah, don't let
So
me stop the fact. Let's go. Let's hear it.
okay, so this
Ryan's
week,
book of quotes. Let's go.
shut up. Okay, I'm talking. So the king of Instagram,
Uh huh.
Dan Bilzerian, was
Oh.
so recently he got into a lawsuit with his own company's former, I think, executive,
Hmm.
saying that so that dude basically exposed Dan to be a renter and exposed that Dan doesn't pay his own credit card bill. So
Oh.
yeah, so for those who may not know who Dan Bilzerian is, so Dan is basically a globe trotting. According to Forbes, this is how they described him:
Hmm.
the globe trotting, cash stacking, gun toting, Instagram boasting, partying playboy. That's how they describe it. Yeah, and basically, he inherited his father's money. His father was a so-called like a fraud, a tax fraud, who's serving sentence in the jail in prison now,
Uh huh.
and he took his father's money and then started gambling, playing poker and stuff.
Yep.
Won a lot of money and then went on to be this billionaire playboy, and then started his own
Billionaire,
company
not
called,
even millionaire.
actually maybe millionaire. My bad, not billionaire. What the hell? Yeah,
I don't know.
millionaire
Maybe
playboy.
who knows, right?
I actually don't think it's billionaire, but
Okay.
multi-millionaire. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
and then he
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
to open his own company called Ignite, and Ignite basically is it started off as a cannabis company, and it is
Yep.
now slowly turning into everything. Like Ignite's trying to slap his name onto everything, any entertainment related things. You can see Ignite on it. So basically, the lawsuit. I'm sorry, like I'm just trying to fill the gaps here.
Oh
So
yeah. Sure.
lawsuit um, says that Dan's expense, because every day,
Uh
every
huh.
week of every month, Dan will hire a team, a roster of hot babes to his
Oh. Okay.
house and do whatever the hell they're doing, right? So
Yep.
they don't. He doesn't actually pay for this on his own. He actually just
Huh.
put it on the company's tab and say it's company's expense, right? So last year, Ignite actually has a deficit of, I think it's like a 50 million deficit
Holy
on
shit.
the annual profit, whatever plan. What do you call it? The the fact sheet, whatever. So the
Yep.
company had a 15 million deficit. So what do you
15
think
or
about
50?
this? 50,
50 million. Holy, that's
15
quite a
million
lot.
deficit. Yeah, so a lot of
I'm
people,
surprised it's still standing and not bankrupt or something, given how much
well,
debt it's accumulated.
companies like these has a lot of investors behind it, right? So
Ah,
in the articles, it actually also mentioned that behind the company there are a lot of people loaning money to the company to try to stay afloat.
uh huh.
But the real shocker here is that the so-called king of Instagram, because that's how people call him,
Hmm.
is falling. And then you know how a lot of 13-year-old, 14-year-old boy be like, "Oh my God, Dan is living my dream life, partying on
Yeah, probably,
yachts, shooting
probably.
guns with beautiful woman next to him." right? And
Yep.
now he's a bust. So
I mean,
that, right? Okay, so that got me thinking.
yep.
This so-called successful man was somehow, a bust, but in other people's eyes, having yachts, having ladies around you shooting guns, don't not giving a fuck is being successful. What do you think is success?
Mm. I mean, my answer would be there's no answer for it because it's up to your own interpretation.
Yeah. What's your interpretation then?
I mean, my success as in for myself would probably be freedom. I would call it
What?
success.
What do you mean
As long as
freedom?
I have the option to say no to stuff, I think I'm successful. Because I think that
Okay.
if I'm in a place where I'm constantly being backed into a corner and I don't have options, I will try my best to get out of that place. And if I
Okay.
if I am in a situation where I have options, which means freedom, so I can choose. Let's just say today I don't want to eat something, so I can afford something else. Like having
Uh,
options, it's already success. I mean, anything beyond that is probably just luxury at this point. So I don't know. My definition of success is still pretty blurry because honestly,
that's
I
true.
don't even know like what kind of success I want. So it's just like
That's
a
true.
one step at a time thing. So yeah,
That-
I honestly don't have much of like a clear answer for that.
okay. Okay. Because
Yeah.
my I guess my definition for now is if I can buy whatever I want, I'm successful. Because
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I guess like I think that's career wise or financial wise speaking. That's how I define being successful. But you know how a lot of people, when you ask, "Oh, what do you think is successful?" They'd be like, "Oh, do you mean like in life or
I mean,
financially?"
buying
I don't think
anything
I.
you want, it's pretty much, I mean, still like a form of freedom, right? Because you don't have to,
Yeah.
you can like just
But
choose whatever you want. So yeah, I
but
mean,
no.
yeah.
But you said being able to say no when you can is like your definition of freedom. Yeah.
Well,
Is
yeah,
it?
that's like a major part of it.
Okay,
Just
but
the
because
ability to say no, I guess.
yeah, because I think that's
So on like a more
relatively.
grand scale, right? So for example, your company wants you to station somewhere else. And if I'm successful, I have the power to say no and quit the job without worrying that I don't have enough money to pay the rent next month. Then I'm successful because I
Okay.
can just say, you know what? Fuck you, fuck this. I'm out. I'm going on a
Okay.
backpack trip to like Swiss and I'm going to be back later. Peace the fuck out. Like, yo,
Oh, okay. Because
yeah.
I think same. I want the ability to say no, but I also want the ability to say yes.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right? I want to say yes to the yacht. I want to say yes to the Lamborghini.
So do you
Whatever
want
it
a yacht
is.
though?
Bro, I don't even know how to drive.
I mean, if you have the money for a yacht, you won't be the one driving it, right?
I mean, I mean, yeah, that goes without being said. But sometimes when you own something, you want to, know how to use it. You don't want to just buy it so you can
I
have someone drive
guess.
it for you,
I
right?
guess.
But this kind of segues into the next question, being like, what do you think it takes to be successful? Or in your term, what do you think it takes to go to get to where
I
you
mean,
want
like
to
the
be?
path or like the
The
method,
path, the everything, the whole package.
the
What
whole
does it take?
package.
Whole
I mean,
package.
there is like a general rule of thumb for things. For example, you put in time, you put in effort, things usually turn well. That's like a universal law or some sort. That's how the whole world functions. But then when you apply that into practice, you often don't get exactly what you want because there's like randomness, there's luck, there's a lot of nuances. And it also
Hmm.
has it also matters with where you begin. For example, if your starting point is a bit more higher, then you probably have to throw in less work compared to someone
Hmm.
who's starting at a lower point. He probably has to throw more work, and oftentimes you see people achieving more result by doing less, and you just start questioning yourself like, okay, why am I even putting in more effort? But then I, s- I think the silver lining in this is just like you put in result. I mean, you put in effort, you're probably gonna get result, but the result varies on like randomness. So whatever luck, fate, karma, whatever sort of
Hmm.
thing you believe that runs in the back, I mean, it sort of happens. So yeah, there's like no predicting. Like, there's no formula to say I'm gonna put in 1 hour of work. It's gonna definitely 100% equate to something tangible or
Yeah,
something.
that's true. That's true.
I mean,
Because
that's how I view it.
yeah, yeah, I guess it like more or less I view it the same, but you know how excuse me. But I want to bring like a few kind of like mentor into this conversation, like not my mentor. I mean, it's my mentor, but online mentor,
Oh,
business gurus, right?
oh,
So
business gurus.
one
Okay.
of the dude that I want to mention is Gary
Ty
V.
Lopez.
I want to talk about Ty Lopez. You can talk about Ty Lopez, but I
Honestly,
want to talk
I
about.
don't know much about these guys. I know them, but I don't really follow anything. They're not like in my circle. Cause so a bit
Okay,
of background
makes sense.
for the listeners. I'm majoring in computer engineering in college, so I'm more like the tech geek, and I usually don't spend much time figuring out stuff. So I just do stuff on my own. And yeah, so I don't really know. So it's better for you to talk about these stuff because I don't really like deal with these stuff at all.
That that's okay. That's okay. But I mean, you can
Yeah,
always tell
I
me.
can add in my input. Yeah, sure. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So the reason why the first person I want to talk about is Gary V. The reason why I love him
Okay, I
so
already
much
don't
is
know who he
because
is.
you don't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is.
Nope.
Come on, man. Okay,
Nope.
so Gary V.
Yep.
Um, to me, he is a really down to earth dude. So his backstory is that he worked at his dad's liquor store, right?
Uh huh.
And around, I think he started working around like in his 20s, and then he worked for like 7 to 10 years in his dad's liquor store, and then decided to, and then after 10 years of working, that's when internet started to popularize, and then Google started to happen, and then
Yep.
he was like, you know what, why don't we promote the business online through Google, like Google AdWords and stuff.
Uh huh.
So he did that. So he basically is the first generation of people to to start to experiment with the digital marketing world. So
Okay.
he did that,
Okay.
and then he started like making videos called Wine Library, and then he, I think within 2 years of doing that, he made, um, I think the revenue generated from by the liquor store went from like 2 million to like 20 million or something like that.
Damn. Okay.
I actually, okay, just ignore the numbers, but he basically
Basically, he like got really rich.
tenfold, yeah,
Tenfold.
tenfold,
Okay.
yeah, the revenue. So that's why. And then every time when young kids, young entrepreneurs, or young business owners go up to him and ask for advice, his advice are always like they're really obvious. Like
Yeah.
when I so basically let's say I go up to Gary Vee and ask, oh, like I've been doing this for like a year now, blah 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 blah
Yeah. Yeah.
blah.
Yeah.
What do I do? And then he will be like, just keep doing it. Like there's no other way.
I
There's no shortcut.
mean,
You have,
I feel
like
like.
keep grinding.
Yep.
And he also is like an enthusiast towards like side hustle, like flipping stuff, like buying stuff and then selling stuff on eBay.
I mean, there's a lot of people doing that on Amazon right now. I
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
getting these ads on like YouTube. This
Drop shipping.
Singaporean guy is telling like, because I live in Hong Kong, so the ads are probably tailored to like
Southeast
local.
Asian.
Although I try to disable like the advertisement ID and stuff, but you know how Google works, they're like omnipotent, so I still get like some random ads. Yeah.
But yeah, so comparing Gary Vee to um, maybe, as you mentioned, Ty Lopez
I don't
or
even know what Ty Lopez does. All I know him is from memes. It's like knowledge. Like that's it.
oh damn, I think he's like a real estate agent
Oh
or something
yeah.
like that.
The
And
only thing I know about him is like I saw this meme once, and
uh,
it's like the I think it's Jerry Seinfeld, like the theme song, and so like the meme, right?
okay,
So
yeah.
the catchphrase was supposed to be like something bad happened, and then it plays the intro, whatever. And it's about this guy confronting him, Ty Lopez, and he asked him
Mhm.
what a cap rate is, and then Ty
Okay.
Lopez doesn't know what a cap rate is, and then
What's a
the
cap
guy who
rate?
well, it's like a formula for real estate or something. I'm not really sure. I don't know what
Oh,
a cap
okay.
rate is either.
Capitalization rate. Okay.
Yeah, it's like something over something. It's like a fraction, according to my
Mm.
memory. And then that guy said like, okay, you can't teach real estate courses if you don't even know what a cap rate is. And then Ty Lopez is just like, oh, I don't teach my own courses. I hire like mentors. And then it cuts to this part of his lecture where he teaches his like the real estate course, which is like
Wait, is
super
that
funny.
like real footage,
Oh yeah, yeah,
or is
yeah.
that?
Just go search
Damn.
up like Ty Lopez cap rate meme and something. You get it. I got it from YouTube recommendation. I don't know why. The
Oh no.
yeah, but
But yeah.
that's the only like knowledge I have of so-called business gurus, I guess.
Um. What about
Excuse me.
um Tony Robbins?
And honestly, I you're like speaking a different language here. I don't even know
God
who they
damn,
are.
you you dumb.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
joking.
yeah.
But yeah, so basically comparing Gary Vee to all these other so-called business gurus, like
I
they're
mean, I
all
do have
really
one
successful.
input though,
Yeah.
but I'll let you finish what you started.
No, I was just gonna say how comparing, like, they're equally successful, but
Yep.
when it comes to teaching younger generation and being um generous with advice,
I
Gary
mean,
Vee is
all right,
one of
this
the
is where I come in. All right,
okay.
I'm about to stir something up. I think these advices, honestly, well, personally, I think they're sort of misleading because you see, when a lot of people talk about grind, right? They're like 247 on the grind,
Yeah.
but what I see it as, you have to be smart about it as well, right? So what makes someone successful, especially I think when it comes to business or when it comes to like these entrepreneurial stuff, I think the main
Mhm.
factor that drives success is the person is smart enough to identify opportunity, right? It always
Yes.
comes down to that. They always identify like a gap that's not there and they fill it in,
Mhm.
or they
Mhm.
identify like some sort of, for example, these days you almost don't get like pure entrepreneurs anymore. By pure entrepreneur, I mean people who pioneer something. Nowadays, you get
Okay.
all these entrepreneurs are sort of like transformational. So they take two things that are a standalone and then merge it into like a platform or something. So it's all about identifying what the customers or basically what people want and then capitalizing off the lack of that thing. So for example, if I identify that, for example, this
Mhm.
podcast, right? Me
Mhm.
going in, me joining the team, what I had in mind was I was seeing the podcast getting more popular in
Mhm.
general, but then I identified that basically what I saw was that there isn't anyone making like I guess younger people podcasts. So like the podcasts I see are usually for, I don't know, adults, older adults in their like late 20s, 30s, like that. So for
Mm.
example, I'm not saying that this is a formula for success. I'm just saying like in general you identify a gap to fill and then you go like, yeah, sure, I'm going to go on the grind. But it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that grinding always works, but because you can
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
down a path that's meaningless, but just because you take their advice and just say like, okay, I'm going to stay on the grind, you probably will just keep grinding and probably won't achieve anything. So I think that's like half and half, because the first half you can teach people, right? You can always tell someone to, hey, be persistent, be on the grind. You can teach someone that, but you can't really
Uh-huh.
teach someone how to identify opportunity. That comes down to their own wisdom, their own knowledge, and their or luck. So I think the
Yeah.
formula for success, no matter who you ask, right? Even
Hmm.
Ty Lopez, even like if you meme the shit out of him, I think his stuff are still valid, but it's only half.
Hmm.
The other half, it all comes down to yourself. If you're smart enough, if you
Yeah.
are keen enough, if you pay enough attention to things around you, or I mean, honestly, if you're lucky enough. So that's how I see it. I don't think any one particular is like giving out false information. I mean, they're all kind of true,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how I
Yeah.
see these like all these gurus in any industry, to be honest, even in tech industry, right? You see these people talking about, oh, this is the best programming language to learn for 2020, but then you're like,
Python.
really? But then you're like, okay, it just depends on what you want to do, right? Yes, you can go ahead and learn this
Oh yeah. I mean,
language.
yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
say, yeah,
True.
let's say 2020 language, Python. Bam. Now I go sign up for a Udemy course. I learn Python. Then what? Right? Then what? What are you gonna
That's
do?
true. That's true. That's true.
Because if you don't know, or if you're not knowledgeable enough to know how to apply these skills you acquire, or so it's like fighting a battle, right? You can have a bad general with 10,000 soldiers versus a good general with 1,000 soldiers, right?
Hmm.
Although that guy has more soldiers under his command, doesn't mean he will definitely win, because he's, like I said, he's a bad general, so he doesn't
Incompetent.
know how to use his assets. It's just
Yeah.
like investing. I mean, in general, it's like half and half. So the first half is getting assets, right? Getting knowledge, getting capital, getting money, whatever, assets, right? The second half is like application. How do you turn that asset? How do you flip it? How do you turn knowledge into something tangible? How do you make money off your knowledge? How do you profit off something, right? So the second
Hmm.
half is the most important half, but it so happens that I don't think you can teach someone the second half, and I don't think people who are successful are willing to teach someone the second half,
See.
because
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know. It's just the way
Okay.
I see
Here's
it.
the thing, though. Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. Like, you can't teach people how to utilize. I mean, you can teach them knowledge, but how to utilize it and apply is ultimately up to their own, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
here's the amazing thing about Gary Vito. So 2 years ago, he kept telling people to be like, hop on TikTok. It's gonna be the next big thing. Come on, hop on TikTok. 2 years later, it blew up, and he was like, see, I fucking told you guys, like, hop on TikTok. And then around a year ago, he was like, hey, you know what is coming back? Baseball card, sports trading card. Like, you should now starting to look at sports trading card flipping and start to invest in trading card. Now, yesterday, I actually got into like trading card a year ago. Like, as he said, start to invest in trading cards. Yesterday, I was looking at this Lamar Jackson, which is an NFL football player. He was just named #1 player of the year.
Yeah.
Okay, Lamar Jackson rookie card yesterday. Someone started a new bid at like $1 USD.
Uh
It
huh.
ends in 5 days. A totally new bid. This morning, so after like 12 hours, this morning the card was at 5 grand. So he spotted a lot of trends, telling people to hop on this, hop on that. He's told people that, see, now you want to promote more on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is like, the LinkedIn now is like the 2012 Facebook, which is booming platform. So he spotted a lot of trend, and he is not afraid to tell people about it. Obviously, how, like, what you do on a platform is up to you, but with his wisdom, with his intelligence, with his knowledge, he spots trend, and he's not afraid to tell you what's next. And but once again, is
I mean,
that
I
the
have a different way
latest?
of seeing it though.
Oh, okay, what's your input?
So, this comes with someone for his status, right? So obviously, he's not only a wealthy businessman, he's also an influencer. By that mean
Yes.
is that whatever he says has an influence, has a huge
Yes.
influence. That's what
Yes.
influencers mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whether or not the trend he spots is valid, right? Let's say he's 100% accurate with his trends. So whatever this guy, what's his name again?
Gary V.
Whatever Gary V says happens. This guy's the prophet, right? He
Okay.
says, uh, like, for example, TikTok's not gonna get banned. You should buy TikTok stocks right now, because once Microsoft acquires it, it's gonna like boom, right? And then you buy it. The thing is, as long as he says it, as the moment he says something, people are gonna do it. So technically, he is creating his own assets. So for example, how stock market works is that if I tell people to buy this stock, a lot of people will buy it. Then of course something happens, right? You are creating the trend by yourself by saying that it's a trend. It's like a full circle thing. It's like a Mobius circle, right?
Okay, I
So
get you.
by being an influencer, you influence people to cause influence to fund into your influencer identity. So it's like a
Oh, so
Mobius
it's like a
circle. Yeah.
feedback loop.
So when I say TikTok is gonna be huge, people are gonna go on TikTok and it's gonna become huge, and people are gonna believe me by saying, because I said TikTok was huge. Same thing. I'm gonna say trading card is huge. People are gonna obviously invest more, and the trading card community is gonna suddenly spike in activity. And then after a while, something happens within the community. For example, like you said, you see this card suddenly jump from value, and I'm gonna be like, see, I told you.
But
Right?
okay, but when, like, you can,
I
this
mean, of course,
totally
yes.
apply.
I think the trends he identifies is definitely valid. I'm not trying to take away any credit from it, but it's just like, I don't think we should be the one to always follow trends. We should always aspire to be the one who spots the trends. Because if you're a follower, you're never
That's
gonna
true.
like
That's
be
true.
big.
That's facts.
Because if you
That's
are a
facts.
follower, you are always gonna be the one picking up the breadcrumbs left by the big guy, right?
That's
So
true.
you see, by him saying that TikTok's gonna be huge, he probably already invested like millions of dollars into TikTok stock. By him saying that, you guys are virtually raising the stock price for him. So he's technically he's really smart by, first of all, identifying the correct trends, second of all, investing, third of all, using his own influence to push his own investment. He is really goddamn smart. Like, I don't think, if now that you say it, I'm gonna follow this guy, because I think he's super goddamn smart. He's playing everyone like a genius,
See,
and I
but
respect that.
but here's the thing. I got counter arguments for that. First of all, but I mean, first of all, I want to say that your opinion on this is like totally valid. Like, I agree with you how influencer influence a trend. They start a trend, and then it, a feedback loop, as we said. But first of all, TikTok does not have stocks. But your
Well,
theory, I
then
would
whatever.
agree.
Well,
No,
you
no,
see,
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah. Your theory, I
yeah.
would say it applies on baseball
I'm
card.
honestly just raising an example, because I don't even know
Yeah,
if
yeah, yeah.
TikToks have stocks or not.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
no,
even
I
know
was trying.
anything.
I was trying to say that totally applies on baseball card, because baseball card, you can see, like, there's like immediate result,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Let's say he said, "Oh, baseball cards coming back," and then people start trading baseball card, he's gonna benefit immediately, right? But let's
Yeah.
say he invested in TikTok as well, right? And he's like, "Oh, TikTok's gonna be a next big thing," and then people started using TikTok, it blew up. He is definitely going to benefit as well, right? But
Hmm.
it also opens up so much more revenue for not revenue, so much more avenue for these online content creator.
Oh yeah, it's just like capitalism. That's capitalism right there. See, this rich guy opens a
I
factory,
don't, but I
right?
don't see other people doing it though.
You see, this is what people don't understand about rich people. They keep saying that, oh, the rich are hoarding everything. Yes, probably they are. Look at Jeff Bezos, he doesn't pay a single dollar of tax, whatever, right? But the thing is,
Hmm.
by let's say he invests in TikTok and he does this I don't know, I don't want to say it's just a PR stunt by just going out and just whatever. See, you have to view this as everything people say online, especially for influencers, are calculated moves. They are never things randomly said, unless you're Kanye, I guess. I don't know. Or Elon, because they're like so they're so impactful that they don't even care anymore, right?
Yeah,
Because
that's true.
Elon can just say like the weirdest stuff on Twitter. People get riled up, and his
Fuck it,
stocks
we're
be
going to
flying.
Mercury.
Yeah, he's like, screw this.
We're going to
2024,
Jupiter.
I'm gonna piss on the sun.
Yeah, I'm
Like
gonna
this
piss on the
man,
sun.
you see, like there are exceptions, but the thing is, how I see it is that whenever some people tell you to do something, there's always a catch. So, yes, see, this is capitalism at its best. So, when you blame a rich guy, say this guy, oh, he's so rich, he has a factory, he's hoarding profit, he's not doing anything. But you fail to see that by him creating opportunity, he also benefits the masses because let's say he creates jobs opportunity, right? He
Hmm.
brings like he allows people to move up the social hierarchy ladder, right? He gives
Hmm.
people opportunity. Same thing. He goes into the trading card community. He he brings the community from, like, let's say it was pretty dormant, now it's pretty active. Well, of course he's gonna benefit from it, like I said. But the thing is, he how he benefits is based on how the community responds. So if the community is silent and doesn't listen to what he says, he's probably not going to benefit as much. But by him benefiting, or by him getting a positive reaction from his, let's say, PR statement saying that, yo, go get trading cards, right? The
Hmm.
community is probably going to benefit along with him. But of course, to a lesser degree, because you're
That's
not the guy
true.
who started it. So you're not like the mastermind. But yeah, you're like the hyenas who
That yeah,
just pick
that
off the
that that
leftover, right?
that may be true. That may be true. Like even though he kept sharing, it ultimately may be a stunt
No,
that's
I'm saying it's a
benefiting
good
him.
thing. It's a good thing. This is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
capitalism. Like
But the
him.
thing is, yeah, the reason why I love him so much is because I don't see any other people doing it like he did it.
Well, yeah, he's
Except
really
for
smart.
except for Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is like the single most amazing thing that happened to humanity. That book was amazing. But I think Gary Vee is doing it so much more different than other people because maybe he's not sharing 100% of the knowledge or things that he know, but at least he's like really generous with it and telling people, right? Like Teddy Robbins, not Teddy Robbins, Tony Robbins. Is it Tony Robbins or Teddy
I don't
Robbins?
know. I don't even know these
Tony
names.
Robbins. Tony Robbins, my bad, bro, my bad. Tony Robbins, he has a lot of so-called seminars teaching people how to be successful, but they're all like really vague stuff. And Richard Branson, all these Shark Tanks people, Mark Cuban, right? They're all like really vague with it. But Gary Vee is like, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna do this, make content, a lot of it. Don't lack, don't slack off, right? And then people be like, oh right, it actually worked.
Yeah, of course it's gonna work,
That's why I
right?
love him. That's why I love him.
It's just like have you seen oh shit, what is that comedian's name? Charlie, like the black and white comedian. It's from
Wait.
90s, like the black and white film ages. Charlie
Oh,
something.
Charlie Chaplin.
Oh
Chaplin.
yeah, Charlie Chaplin. There's this scene about him in the factory he's working and stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's just like the modern day factory, where before
Uh,
people were working in factory. Now we're all just working for the boss outside, but we're still in like this. It's the same goddamn practice, right? You got the boss who's in charge of the big factory and he's running everything, and you got the people on like the product line just producing content, producing and producing. They don't know what they're
uh,
they don't know what they're producing for. They don't know
I
why they're producing it. All they know is that as soon as they produce it, they get something in return. It's like the same factory concept, but you don't see the higher level of knowledge. So this is so there's this thing called bureaucracy in before. So
yeah.
how companies manage bureaucracy is you have the manager level and you have the worker level, and these levels they don't share knowledge. So the
Yeah.
managers know how the products are being handled, and then you got the executive level. They know how to turn products into profit. So
Mhm.
it's the same. It's the same case. Now that you say it, I'm just like observing from what you tell me. So you got this guy, Gary V, whatever, right? This guy, really nice guy, really genuine guy. Tells people trends, tells them how to do things, right? So he's at the executive level because he knows how these contents or how these traffic or how these clicks on, let's say, for example, back to my case, TikTok, right?
Mhm.
Now that you say TikTok doesn't have stocks, who knows? Who knows if he's invested in TikTok? Who knows if
Right. That's true. That's true.
he's got shares, right? Who knows?
Right. Right.
So he knows what content does, right? And then you got the manager level. So the people, well, the successful TikTok people, they're probably at the manager level because they know how to make, they know how content flows, right? But they don't really know how to turn content into like actual profit plans like the executive level. And then you got the content creators at the worker level. They're just pumping out content. Yes, they're gonna see success. Of course, why not? Right? It's just like the old day factory. As long as you work, you're gonna get paid, right? So same thing.
Well,
So I'm just proposing that it's probably like the same. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just like I'm not seeing any change, but it's like a change in expression, but it's like the same format. So I don't see why it's like so groundbreaking and people are like, "Oh wow, we are creating like something new." Honestly, it's just people are selling you the same thing, but in like a different package. That's how I see it. Because for example, right, we produce 2 episodes of podcasts every week.
mhm.
So we're contributing to the YouTube content. So we're the factory workers, right? Let's say we start getting ad revenues, and then we're gonna be, oh wow, yay, let's make more videos. You're gonna pump out even more content willingly, and it doesn't even guarantee you something, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So there's sort of like a gamble in it, right? You might blow up, and then you get like a shit ton of subscribers, and you
Mhm.
might just skyrocket, right? But then
Yeah.
you see, in the old days, in a factory, there's only probably like 500 workers. Your chance of promotion from worker to management, from management to executive, it's probably like what, 1 in 1,000. But how many people are on YouTube? How many content are being
10
produced
trillion.
every single second? So your chance of promotion is probably really, really slim. But once you get promoted, that reward is really big. So this is like Dan Bilzerian. You're betting in everything, but then you're not losing much besides your time. You're still benefiting because like it's like a whole ecosystem. See, so you got the, let's say you got the worms that like work on the ground. You got the plants. You got the animals that eat the plants. They eat it, they shit and shit back into the ground, and then it's like a whole goddamn ecosystem. I mean, it's pretty
That's
good. It's
true.
really
That's true.
working. But then my main point is that I just want people to know that you're not much different than the same factory worker in like
No,
80s in the
that's a
80s.
wrong thing to preach. No, that's a wrong thing to
No,
preach. We don't do
I
that
just
here.
want people to know this mindset. Like you can't expect things to like work really really well just because you're doing what everyone is doing.
Yes,
And
but the
just
thing
because
is that
one business guru tells you to do something. I'm just saying that. It's probably gonna
yes.
like
So you have to. So what what Josh said is that you have to understand the worker mindset and try to get out of it, right? You have
yeah,
to
of
break the
course.
cycle here, right? So yeah,
Because you
I
can't
thought you're
work.
gonna I thought you're gonna say you're gonna end up just like any other people.
Yeah, you're gonna end up just like the
No.
workers if you keep thinking like a
Yeah.
worker.
Right. Yeah,
Right? Real
exactly.
change
That's
happens
what.
in the mind. So you can't expect yourself to think like a worker but get paid like an executive, right?
Right,
That's
exactly.
kind of
Exactly.
fantasy.
Okay, sorry guys, there was a technical issue. So
We
we're back.
apologize. Yep.
We apologize for that. We're back. So we were talking about workers' mindset. But yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with you on that because uh I mean quite frankly, I'm trying to break that. I'm I don't even but it's a hard thing to break though. You know, you don't even know where to start. I don't I what do you think is the difference between workers' mindset and a CEO mindset?
That's a
So
really
you
good
gotta
question.
identify, right? You gotta identify the pattern to be like, oh, I should stop doing that.
Uh, I think it comes down to honestly like how much you have in your brain. Because when you don't have a lot, when you don't read a lot, when you don't learn a lot about different topics, or you're just okay, so workers, they're at, how do I describe this? So what makes a worker is that they are specialized in doing one thing. So for example, if I work on let's say I work in a car factory, right?
Mm,
And I assemble the car seats. So I'm only good at assembling car seats. I'm really good. I'm super goddamn good. Like give me a car seat and a leather, I can like pump out 60 car seats an hour. So that's like
okay.
one car seat a minute. I'm faster than the machines. You can't even replace me with automation. Like I'm just that fast, right? So this is a
Uh-huh,
worker.
uh-huh.
But then beyond that, does he know how to assemble a car? Probably not. Does he know how this seat is designed? Probably not. Does he know which leather the consumer wants? Probably not. Does he know what color makes the most sales? Probably not. Does he know how this car is gonna fare up against the competitor's model? Probably not. Right? So it's all about what
Mm,
you know. So the less you know,
but
or the more tunnel vision you are, you're only gonna get good at doing that one thing instead of like having a full picture. So for example,
uh,
at a manager level, they probably know how okay, you don't probably know how your work is worth. You see, a lot of people say workers get exploited because they don't really know how valuable their work input is or how valuable their time is. You just keep on focusing
yes.
on
See,
low
this
value
I agree.
things for like
This I agree
repetition, but
because
you're like
I was
depriving
gonna
yourself of more valuable things to do, right?
yeah I was gonna say you being super good at one thing is like a money like it's like you struck gold. Like once you identify you have something that you are really good at, you've struck gold. But the thing I agree with you on is that you have to know how valuable that thing is. So you gotta
And you
so
have to
let's
like
say car, right? Yeah,
expand on it.
factory worker, you're really good at making seats. You have to understand that you need to take, if you want to go big, you need to take the risk of quitting the job
Yeah,
and
and
then maybe
probably
start
start
a
your
thing.
like seat
Yeah, seat company,
manufacturing
whatever.
company,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
design a
So
seat, make your own stuff, right? So then
yeah.
you escape from the worker loop and the car company has to come like, hey, we like your seat, can we buy your seat, or can we buy your design for our new car? Now you become a CEO, right? Because you're not the one producing products for other people, you're the one producing products to sell to other people. Now that's different. So turning what you're good at into a profit requires knowledge, and as Tai Lopez like to say it, knowledge, right? I don't know. I'm just memeing here. Ignore me.
But no, yeah, I agree though. That's like one of the biggest thing that you have to understand in order to break that worker's mindset. But who am I to say though, right? I'm not even experienced to do it, to make any of these.
We're probably doing the exact same thing that we're saying.
All these people listen to me like, fuck these guys, man. They don't know what they're talking about. Like, try working a 9 to 5 and see what you say about breaking the worker's mindset when you have families to feed.
Yeah, see, like that's what I said about success. It's just so like random. Because one of the things I said was like your starting point, right? So obviously, if you're more well off, you have a lot more opportunities to like study, read, whatever, right? Because you don't have to worry about feeding yourself. But then if you're in like a rough situation, like you have to pay rent, you have families to feed, you know, in like a shitty situation, it's gonna like take twice as much effort to escape that so-called whatever you want to call it, worker's mindset, or just escape the loop that you're in. So like I said, it really comes, honestly, the most, now that I say it, the most like determining factor is just luck. Honestly, it's just a whole like, it's all based on luck.
That is true.
Like, it's starting from the moment you're born. It's, some things are like technically pre-written. Like,
socioeconomic status determines everything.
Yep. I mean, you could go all like Communist Manifesto, hippity hoppity, abolish private property, but then that's like a whole political debate that I don't want to get into. So, yeah.
Let's focus on Tai Lopez and capitalist conglomerates. Okay, we are not talking about Karl Marx here.
And we're gonna get like people in the comments saying that, yeah, it's all because you shitty capitalists.
Ew, right is ew, you conservative.
Honestly, you see the thing about, I just want to like quick segue, like a quick mini rant about these stuff. People are just keep saying like, oh, capitalism is bad or communism is bad. You see, like everything has good and bad. You can't just,
they're all bad.
I mean, yeah, everything is bad, but you can also say everything is good, right? It's such a like it's such a broad statement to make, but this podcast is not about political science. So back to the topic, right? And rant here, about success, about hard work. Honestly,
about success,
it's yes, hard work pays off, but doing the right kind of hard work, it's gonna pay you off even more. That's how I see it.
Preach.
So, yeah,
and that.
So spend some time, take some time off, like don't go overboard, right? If you think you've worked enough, take some time off, relax, think about it. You know, take a step back. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to like take an hour or two off your daily grind to just have like a third person analysis on what you're doing, right? First of all, we should always, we all deserve some rest after hard work, right? You can't burn yourself out. Second of all, it's good to be your own manager. Supervise your own work. Look at what you're doing, and don't just focus on hitting the hours, clocking in and out. Like, yo, I studied for, let's say I made 8 hours of YouTube videos. Don't focus on like clocking in hours. Focus on
The
other stuff.
quality of work.
Quality, topics, trends, whatever. Think like a manager, think like an executive. And honestly, that's the advice that probably has no validation because I'm just a poor college student. But whatever, take it for what it is.
Yeah, I
And
agree. And that
honestly,
is
yeah, that concludes this episode for today because
that
time's
is a
almost
good
up.
note.
We
That is a good
apologize
note
for
to end
the cut because there is a technical difference with our recording software. Hopefully that doesn't happen the next time. Thank you for listening to us rambling about some random stuff. And
again,
yeah,
once again,
that's about it.
this yeah, the gentleman's discourse, more like the gentleman's rant.
More like these guys are just ranting. Oh my god.
Whatever is
Yeah.
as we talked as I mentioned last episode. What did you say? This is a safe way for us to
A
vent or something
safe,
like that.
like it's like a way to,
A way to vent.
I guess that's like such
Yeah,
a
I love it. Right?
yeah, it's
I'm
just
doing this because I love it. I'm not doing this because I want to make money. So I don't care.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
if it makes money,
I mean, if it makes
hey,
money,
hit
then
that
it's pretty good
subscribe
too.
button,
Yeah,
right?
but hit that.
Hit that like button. Yo, show us
But yeah,
some love.
thank you
But
guys.
yeah,
Thank you guys for staying us for almost an hour
Yep.
now. Once again, make sure to go check out the new Tales from the Gram article. This week we have Michael with this Alanga and Sona 1815 Up and Down, which is a really, really gorgeous watch with a superb backstory. So definitely go check that out. And subscribe to YouTube channel, Spotify this coming week. I'm once again doing an episode with Gareth. So this is going to be fun. Stay tuned. Love you guys. Have a nice day.
Bye
I'll see
bye.
you in the next episode.